Hello, Manny, director of One Life. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you as well. And a big congrats on One Life, a film like its subject. It has such a great big heart, and I love it. I'm still crying.
Good, good. Listen, if I can direct a film that makes people feel moved, then I've achieved at least half of what I need to.
Oh, well, take us from the very beginning. What made you want to make One Life your feature film directorial debut?
The power of the story that a lot of people know a little bit about from that YouTube clip that they've seen for the last however many years. That gives me a destination for the narrative, a place for the character to land. And the fact that it's a true story, I love working in the area of true stories. They pack that extra punch. Um, it also feels like a story for now, a story that speaks to the world now is not just about something that happened in the past. It speaks very powerfully to the world around us.
What was your main edict in directing the film? I mean, how did you stick with it?
The main edict came with a single word, and the word was restraint. We felt that the story is so loaded with emotion, and it didn't need to be oversugared. It didn't need great soaring strings and people banging their fists on the walls. It felt true to the character, the time, and to some extent the sort of Britishness of the story, that emotion was kept with a lid on top of it. So that when it does come out, it punches that much more powerfully.
And that is where your great cast comes in, right? To help you with that. I mean,
Yes.
Sir Anthony Hopkins disappeared from the role, Helena Bonham Carter, Romola. I mean, they're all amazing in this film. Talk to us how you zeroed in on Sir Anthony Hopkins.
I have to admit here that Sir Anthony was already flirting with the project because Sir Nicholas's daughter, who'd written his biography, handed over the book and the rights to the producers, saying, "You can have this on the proviso you land Anthony Hopkins to play my father." So that had happened before I joined. She wrote a personal letter to Anthony. We then went into a big meeting. In fact, it was supposed to be an hour and a half meeting. 4 hours later, we emerged and we had a plan of the movie we wanted to make. And honestly, we pretty much stuck to it. Once you get an actor like Sir Anthony on board, who had acted with Helena 35 years previously, I'd worked with Helena, and then we bring in Johnny Flynn to play the younger Anthony. You start to create this wonderful creative collective mass, if you like, which gravitationally pulls in other fabulous cast.
In your research, what was the most fascinating thing you discovered about the real life Sir Nicholas Swinton?
I think honestly, his humility, that it's absolutely true that he says, and we dramatize it in the film, he says again and again, it's not about me. Nobody wants to hear about this. Right up to the first talk of making the movie, he was saying, nobody wants to hear about me. That's not the story. It's about the refugees. It's about those children. Um, I think we did need to hear about him. He unlocks the bigger story for us. And I think his humility is part of the attraction.
Wow, we know One Life is scheduled to be released in theaters on March 15th. What do you hope for viewers to get after watching the film, Mr. James?
I think they will come away hugely moved. I think they will come away with some hope for human spirit and the power of human good. And if they come away with that and entertained and wanting to tell their friends and family about the power of this film, I'll be thrilled.
Oh, well said. A big congrats on One Life again. It's a film that is as relevant today as it was then. So fantastic.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.